Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of the Big Video. On this one, come up with a name for segment Reddit. We're gonna be looking at people's problems and judging them heavily and having a lot of fun doing so and having a lot of people laugh hysterically at these fools and their problems and etc, etc, etc. Am I overreacting to my wife's internet history discovery? Ooh! Just discovered that my wife had some sort of sentimental affair with her 20 years older boss. After confronting her, she said, I quote, I only cheated sentimentally. It was only one-sided in my head. He was just being polite. All of this after 2 years, our relationship went really down from her distancing slowly from me. Now I admit I made mistakes and I was annoying and we were arguing and all, but this wasn't fair and I think our trust is broken forever. And I suspect there was more to this than she admits. For sure there was more to it than she admits. What the f is a one-sided sentimental affair? That's like a series of buzzwords that doesn't exist. That seems like the most suspicious thing ever to say. It was a one-sided sentimental relationship. I only cheated sentimentally. Well, that's f***ed up. Am I overreacting? Married man mentioning me and his wife in a spa? 25 telltale signs a married man is sexually attracted to you. Married... WikiHow on how to 25 telltale signs? Dude, what? How the f do you not know that? How to tell if someone's attracted to you and they happen to be married as well. Look at the penis. Is the penis hard? That's what I usually do. See if men are attracted to me. Why do married men flirt with women? Because they're men and they want to have sex with women. What kind of dumb searches are these? All one after the other too. He invited me to visit him abroad. He wants me to visit him in another country. Signs that he's interested in you. He wants me to visit him abroad, meaning. 14 telltale signs he wants you to be his girlfriend. Is this person like a f***ing idiot? Not to be rude or anything, but like what's the IQ of an individual who searches things like that and is an adult? This is like a 12-year-old, something that a 12-year-old would look up, literally. How to kiss, something like that. I'm secretly in love with my boss and now he is leaving. Do I tell him? That is insane. You're definitely not overreacting. Just divorce her. What a bitch. What a rotten to the core bitch. Built on evil. She was built on evil. Burn it all down, dude. Burn it down. Get some fucking lighter fluid. And then just... Not literally, obviously. Don't hurt anybody or burn anybody up or anything. I'm not saying burn somebody to a crisp or anything, because that would be bad and I shouldn't say that. And that would be against TOS on YouTube. But definitely that bitch. She belongs in the streets. Isn't that what people say? Yeah. I'm very relatable. Am I overreacting? My response to my mom disowning me because I'm gay. Sorry for all the texts, but this was from earlier today and I'm honestly mentally destroyed. This is very sad. I'm used to her diatribes and lectures about me changing my ways to become less of a sinner, but I was born like this. Why can't she understand that? This all came to a head recently when I told her that I won't be going to conversion camp. That's a thing? Is that real? I thought that was banned or something. Conversion therapy? Isn't that banned? No, it's not banned. I don't know. I don't know nothing about it. I'm not heavily invested in that. I don't know anything about it. That's not candy related, is it? Okay, because I know about that. She locked me in my room for a day and eventually I was able to get out and get my phone. She locked you in your room? I texted this to try and resolve things, but I feel like I made it worse. I'm so f***ed. I'll be kicked out on Thursday and I'm terrified. I think having context as to how old this person is would help a lot. Can we talk about earlier? I just feel like you're actually not listening, and I know Sarah tried to explain it to you because I think maybe you think I'm being rude, but I swear I didn't mean it like that. I do want you in my life and I want your insight, but when you tell me that me being gay is a choice, basically every day it begins to really destroy my psyche. I hope you understand I'm saying this from love. That's very reasonable. I hope you understand that it is a choice and you've made this choice. So you have to lie in the bed. On Thursday, you're out. You're kicking me out on my 18th birthday. That's how old this person is. Are you serious? Why don't we just talk? Time for talking is over, Edgar. I don't think I've ever seen anybody named Edgar. That's crazy. I didn't even know that was a real name. That's the only motherfucker ever been named Edgar, to be honest. And my goat I had that I showed in 4-H won Reserve Grand Champion Marketing. So what the f***'s up with that? Time for talking is over, Edgar. I don't want to hear anymore. You don't listen. I gave you options, places you can go to become normal again. You don't talk to me. You don't listen. You ignored what father said. He suggested 3 places and camps. I will pay. That's so Do you think a conversion camp is going to change how I was born? You're my mom. Why don't you love me? I do love you, but I hate how the devil has taken root in you. Crazy person! I have to worry about my soul and cannot risk it any further, so you are out on Thursday. And where do I go? You never let me get a job. How do I survive? Do you even care? I don't think this is the right way to go about this, to be honest. This is not a very WWJD WWJD moment. All right, this ain't a WWJD moment. What would Jesus do? Not this, probably. Most likely. I don't think, at least. I don't know much about it, though, to be honest. Army mijo, toughen up. Do what your cousin did. Beg. That is a hard line, I've got to say. That's crazy. It's time for reality and to live with the consequences of your actions. Pray every day. Pray as in, like, attack prey animals. Not even P-R-A-Y. P-R-E-Y. Like some kind of predator. That's crazy. Maybe it will be fixed and this will be good again. Until then, I say this with love. I hope you truly suffer and experience hardships. It will make you realize how your actions and not listening to me have led you astray from God. Led you astray from God. So many typos at the end there. That was embarrassing. Yeah, that seems f***ing nonsensical, to be honest. That seems really crazy and unfair and just like evil and stupid and doesn't really make a lot of sense. I don't know. I'm really glad that my parents are, I've asked my parents a lot what would they do if I was gay. I asked them like that a lot when I was a kid because I was curious, not bi-curious, but like curious about being what they would think because my parents are really chill. And my mom was like, I don't f***ing care. She literally responded like that. And my dad said, I'd be gay with you. Yeah. Not with me, like literally, like ancestrously. That would be really strange. But he's just like, I'd be happy for you. That's what he meant by it, which is awesome. It sucks that people don't have good parents. Or it sucks that parents don't care about their children. Just in general, seems like a lot of that out there. And do not talk to your sister anymore. She has a chance still. If I see a message from my monitoring app, you have a real problem. Deja esa niña pura en paz, no entiendes comprenda. What the f does that mean? That person is a real bitch, asshole. If this is real, I don't know if this is real. This seems maybe like it could be fake potentially. Not saying that this doesn't actually happen, but this just seems like there's just, I don't know. That's how naive I am. I just feel like this is not a real thing, I guess, which is sad, but oh well. F that bitch. Let's get a f that bitch in the chat. It's not live. But if it was, we'd have plenty of f that bitches in chat. Let's that. Just kidding. Bleep that last part. Yeah, f him. Edgar, you'll be all right though. I think you'll be fine, brother. You'll be better off, actually. Am I overreacting? Boyfriend went to sleep with fan heater on full power and it's back on the bed with a paper bag on top. That's a lot of, that's a good band name for one. Boyfriend went to sleep with a fan heater on full power and it's back on the bed with a paper bag on top. It's a terrible one. It was actually a brown Amazon delivery bag. Newspaper is just to show how it was left. Newspaper for dramatic effect. He just passed out right next to it. Am I overreacting or could this have burnt our entire house down and killed us both if I hadn't gone to check on him? This is not the first time something like this has happened. Well, for one, I don't know why you have a fan heater on the bed, and it doesn't matter unless it's on the intake, I feel like. But even then, I don't know, this doesn't seem like a good idea anyways. It's just a picture of a little scarab-looking fan heater, some kind of little guy here with a newspaper placed for dramatic effect. Imagine a brown paper Amazon bag. It seems like a bit of an overreaction to me, but I don't know the context. What did he say? So we don't even know what he said. I don't see what he said. I feel like that's definitely dumb though, right? But it may be a little bit of an overreaction. I don't know. I don't know much about that heater. If that was like well, I guess if there was a fan, even if it was a fan, I'd be like, why did you leave that in bed, you fucking idiot? You stupid fucking idiot. And then especially if there's a bag on it or some kind of thing that's flammable. Yeah, that seems dumb. You're not overreacting. This is not the first time something like this has happened. Your boyfriend is the fourth stooge. Your boyfriend needs an ass whooping. Maybe. I'm just trying to give advice. Yeah, no, that's not overreacting though. I feel like that's perfectly fine. I don't know though. I don't have enough context. What is that little scarab down there? What is that thing? These are ugly linens. Get new linens. That's a bigger travesty. Your ugly ass linens. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have any idea. Fan heater on full power. What's a fan heater? Maybe I just don't know what that is. Does it get like red hot? Yeah. A space heater. Little small one? Huh. Weird. Yeah, that idiot. Space heater. I've just never seen anything like that. That seems weird. But if you think about like leaving a fan just on your bed and it can't circulate air properly, it's gonna overheat and catch fire anyways. Yeah, that guy, dude. Send him to conversion camp. Just kidding. Yeah, no, I think that that's stupid as now that I understand the full picture of the story. I really have never seen a heater like that. I don't know what that is. So, oh well. Very dumb though. Am I the asshole for changing my last name? Poo mode activated apparently is the flare on this one, so I don't know what that means. A little backstory for context. I'm on my phone, so apologies for any formatting issues or typos in advance. What a cop-out. Own that shit. Own that shitty public education you got there, buddy. So I'm a transgender woman who has been in active transition for about half a decade. I was blessed to have an incredibly supportive friend group, but my family, not so much. My grandmother was incredibly opposed to my transition. I was raised by her, and even once threatened to kick me out of the house if I went through with it, was living with her at the time. This has for the most part settled into a somewhat shaky tolerance where she doesn't really bring it up, and to be honest, I'm perfectly okay with that. But things came back to a head last week when we were talking over cake and coffee, specifically because I let her know that I filled the petition for a change of names. Naturally, I told her the new full name I was taking, and she flipped out when I mentioned my new last name. She immediately started asking what my problem was with the family name. I politely explained that I wanted something that sounds better with my full name. She then tried to make me change my mind because your name is on my will and I'm not paying a lawyer to change my will again. That's kind of a funny way to look at it. Well, legally, it's gonna really cost me some lawyer fees. I'm gonna have to pay that retainer again. I refused. She then tried to say that it was an insult directed to the family and was disrespectful. Being fed up with the back and forth, I said it out in plain English that my decision is final and she has no say in what I do with my name and to drop the issue. I left after she said her typical passive-aggressive line of, "I don't care, do what you want, you always do what you want anyways," to which I replied with a cheerful, "Thank you, I will." Shortly afterwards, I started getting phone calls and texts from other members of my family saying I was an asshole for refusing to see her side and that I was wrong to change my last name. The more aggressive and old school relatives also used this as an opportunity to tell me they were disappointed in my lifestyle choices and that I would always be dead name to them whether I liked it or not. So Reddit, am I the asshole? I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say no. You can do whatever the f you want. The end. End of story. Granny, suck it. Granny, suck it. Everybody else, suck it. People, just let them do whatever the f they want. Who cares? Who gives a f, dude? People are weird with names, though, about their family name and stuff. It's like we're in some kind of noble society where your name means things. Your name means nothing at all now. Like, literally, it's totally f***ing meaningless. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't get it, man. I don't get it, bro. Names are meaningless anyways, just in general. You ever think about that? Think about that one, all right? Let's go to r/I'm 14 and this is deep. Let's think about how meaningless names are for a minute. It's just a sound. It's just a sound that people think means something. All right, my fucking great grandfather was killed in some kind of fucking English battle with Henry Tudor. All right, and King Richard the Dickey the First or whatever the fuck. He was a standard bearer. He got stabbed, got killed. You think I give a fuck? No. Why? Because it was a long time ago. It has nothing to do with this. I apologize about that. But names are meaningless, though. I don't really care. You're gonna be hard pressed getting me to give a fuck about any of this fucking nonsense on the screen right here. So Reddit, am I the asshole? No, you're not the asshole. Who gives a fuck? Am I the asshole for publicly telling my ex-coworker that I don't like them? Probably not. I, 32, ran into an ex-coworker, Sarah, 31, at a bar while out with friends celebrating my birthday. We worked together for 2 years at a fast food restaurant. I left this job in January of 2025. She was a shift lead, and I never liked the bitch. I didn't like her management style or that bitch's personality. Sarah, 31F. She came up to me at a bar and we had a 10-minute-ish conversation. I thought it was cordial and polite. She was mostly asking me questions about my new job. She asked if I would recommend her for a job at my new company. I got a job at a call center, nothing glamorous. I told her I wasn't comfortable with that. She brushed it off as a bad joke. I ended the conversation and walked to the table with friends, and Sarah followed me, that bitch. I didn't notice until I got to the table and she sat down next to me. My friends introduced themselves and I, without thinking, said something along the lines of, "I don't like you, can you please leave?" Oh! I have autism, and I could tell that that was not the correct thing to say. Leave! That's what I would do. Everyone seemed uncomfortable and Sarah was visibly shocked and upset. My friends were all shocked and confused. They assumed that Sarah was a friend of mine or someone I invited to the table. They had zero context of who Sarah is. This is so awesome, dude. Sarah made a scene and told me that I was rude, a bitch, and a bunch of other things. She said I embarrassed her. She embarrassed herself by following me, for her bitch ass following me to the table uninvited. And yes, she knew it was my birthday. I do feel bad and know that I could have formulated a polite response, but she's a former coworker and an unpleasant one. I have many stories about her, but the worst examples that she made jokes about my autism and deafness. Multiple times. She's fake nice and her friendship style is bullying people. She has a really icky vibe. I don't know what Sarah wanted from me. I wasn't going to hang out with her, especially not on my birthday. So am I the asshole for telling her bluntly that I don't like her? No, dude. I wish people would do that more. Just say, get the f out of here. I don't like you. Instead of pretending and then talking about it later and just be like, oh, so much to yap about, so much to gossip about. I called my friend. I had to hang out with fucking so-and-so all fucking day. How about you just say, talk to the hand, motherfucker. You're not worth my time or breath or energy. Suck it. And go like this. We need to bring that back. Doing that to people. Ugh. Whenever you don't like somebody in public, just f you. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. I love this person. I wish more people were like this. I wish I was more like this and just said shit. Just said things and just like drop in a little tiny bomb. Frag out. Boom. Middle of a conversation, middle of a public place. It's my birthday. I don't give a f. It's my special day. I'm a special boy. F you. I don't like you. I love this. I wish there were more people like this. No, you're not an asshole. You're a good person. Yeah, you're a good person. Edit, I forgot to mention how my friends reacted after Sarah left. They were really upset that she called me a bitch and collectively told her to leave. Sarah left quickly, and I told them who she was. They've heard stories about Sarah for years. None of my friends thought I was an asshole. Of course you're not an asshole. They were comforting and validating. Yeah, f Sarah, dude. You should actually call her back, say, I'm super sorry, and say, like, let me put in, actually, send me your resume. Let me put in a good word at this call center. But in reality, you find like some kind of pig butchering call center in like Indonesia or something, and you like try to get her a job there. That'd be funny and evil. But anyways, yeah, certainly not the asshole. I think people need to be more straight up and blunt. I really like that a lot. Am I the asshole for having Dr. Pepper in my water bottle at the gym? I 20F love Dr. Pepper. I probably drink like a can a day, which I totally know isn't great, but I eat super healthy and go to the gym religiously where the incident took place. Me and my boyfriend, Charlie, 22M, usually work out together. I filled up my water bottle with Dr. Pepper. I hadn't had one yet that day and was craving it bad. If I needed actual water at the gym, I was just planning on drinking one from the water fountain so my boyfriend didn't have limited water because I wasn't bringing any extra. I made sure to tell Charlie this as he really doesn't like Dr. Pepper. What a bitch. And I didn't want him drinking some from my water bottle. We will sometimes take sips from each other's water bottles. That's normal, right? Drinking from, yeah, I feel like that's really normal. I'll drink from anything, anybody. Sick, don't give a f. Give me your viral load. I want it. Fast forward to when we were wrapping up at the gym. Charlie had an intense set and just grabbed the first bottle he saw, which happened to be mine. Before I could even look or react, he was spitting the Dr. Pepper out on the ground. He was spluttering angrily at me and told me it was such a stupid idea to put Dr. Pepper in my bottle and that I should have yelled at him when he picked it up. The f. I told him I'm sorry that he had a mouthful of DP when he was so out of breath and wanted water, but I didn't have any time to tell him because he was too quick and I was focusing on counting my own sets. He wouldn't really take this as an answer and just stormed off, which was super embarrassing as I'm the one who had to clean up his mess. By the time I ran out of the gym, this is so dumb. He left in an Uber. Dude, no way. I do not believe that this is real. That is a, what? There's no fucking way that your relationship is over now, by the way, because of Dr. Pepper. Oh, it's so spicy. Oh, at the gym, it was so spicy and you didn't say you were sorry. Shut up! It's the nectar of the gods. It's fucking delicious. That is so dumb though. If I went to the gym and I drank out of Christina's bottle, my girlfriend's bottle, and it was battery acid, I wouldn't even react that way. I wouldn't give a f. If she had fucking hyaluronic acid, let's say, or some kind of bromine even, something insane in the bottle, and she's like, no, don't touch, it's my experiment, or whatever. She would say something like that, I would not even be mad at her at all. All right, I just wouldn't give a f. It's her bottle, A, lighten the f up, Dr. Pepper's awesome. Shut up, dumbass. Go get your little Uber and go home. Ooh, 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 ooh. Maybe go sucky on mommy titty. Get baba, get baba. That was your problem, is you didn't have the nipple. He couldn't latch. That's why he was so upset. What a pussy, dude. Anyways, tired of that bitch. I'm gonna drink my Dr. Pepper. I'll see you guys in the next one. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you wanna see more. Hit the like button. Go to the Gump Club, gump.club. to get some cool behind the scenes shit on our members platform. Live streams Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We stream the Too Late Show live at 9 p.m. We have awesome clips like this. It's really fun. Really appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next one.